I'm Gean B. Atkinson. I'm a retired naval and Marine officer. I served in Vietnam and in Desert Storm. I remember walking on the plane to go to Vietnam and stopping halfway thinking, what in the world have I gotten into? And then answering myself and saying, exactly what you planned. And so I continued on. The most amazing thing that reminds me of those days was when I got off the plane in Da Nang. I expected to roll 3 times, take up a firing position, but instead I got off, bought a hamburger and a Coke. And I thought, this is not a bad war. And then I had to go to Dong Ha and Quang Tri, and they put me on another smaller plane. And that plane took off and said, we're not going to land because we're taking fire, so we're just going to hit the runway, you're going to have to jump out. So I went, well, what happened to the Diet Coke deal over here, you know? Well, I faced a challenge that a decision every young man at that time had to make, which was how are you going to serve your country? Whether you waited and had them draft you or you had some input into it. So I decided to join the Marine Corps and went down and applied for officer candidate school. And I can tell this now, but we had to go through a physical, and I couldn't read the eye chart very well. And so I memorized it from the man in front of me, and then when I stood up, recited it back to him. So I was the only person, I think, in that whole building that actually had to cheat to get into the service in 1968. I was a Marine officer for 10 years, and during that time, both active and reserve, I served in Vietnam, I served in Okinawa, and I served in Washington, D.C. I ended up making movies for the Marine Corps. I still have little anachronisms that I use to remind me of what to do next for SMEAC, which is Situation, Mission, Execution, Administration, Logistics, and Transportation. You can apply that to anything, and I've used those kinds of lessons all through my career. It's an incredibly accountable system, and it doesn't allow for many mistakes. So it teaches you discipline, it teaches you resiliency, and it teaches you to continue to march no matter what happens. And that's probably one of the biggest lessons that I've been able to take on. And when things get tough, I continue to march even though I don't feel like it.